He's got fat again, hasn't
I don't know. I'm slightly concerned. He has gotten definitely fatter in the past 6 months.
he? Yeah, you can visually see
no
it,
one's
no.
perfect.
No, not
It's
at all.
just in his face and everything.
Yeah, he looks unhealthy.
fuller.
Yeah.
You've ever been had a cold for like a week and you just kind of feel a bit gross?
Sinuses are just a bit.
Yeah, it's like nothing too bad, but like enough where you could if you poked it, it'd be like, oh.
Yeah, you'd be like, someone's got the mumps. Yeah, he's just gone to the fridge and he's just munching chocolate brownies from the fridge. That's all that's happening.
What's up? What'd you get? Salad?
Right, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful.
Deliberately went before.
Delightful. So
It's
out
such a
of
prick.
sync. It's amazing.
Oh. No,
It is.
amazing.
Alright, who wants to intro
An
this
intro,
time?
Charlie.
I introed the last one.
Try to do it.
Energy.
'Cause Andy did it
Energy.
before that.
I'm the best introer out of us.
Nope, no, you didn't.
Shall I
the
try and
best.
intro it like Andy does?
Nope.
I don't know if I'd be able to.
What? Amazingly. Yeah,
Hello,
go on.
and welcome.
I hate
to
it
the
already.
Sandwich Podcast.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you
This
for
is supposed to be a
welcoming us.
pod about
Thank
the
you.
best things the best things we can think of. We need to
And
start
one
it
of them
off.
is my ability, my showmanship,
Introing
my
ability,
ability
charisma.
to introduce things.
Like,
Yeah, just all-round perfect guy.
All right,
You're
then.
welcome.
If that's what we're going to do. Hello and welcome to the Earth Sandwich Podcast. I am
Hello.
Charlie. These are the boys.
you gestured the
boys.
wrong way for me.
Hello. Yeah, you went the wrong way.
Yeah.
I went
You
for
know.
me, so carry on. Let's go.
Hello, boys.
Brilliant.
Which way are you? Are you this
Weird,
way or
yeah,
this way?
I'm
What are
that
we-
way for you.
I'm blow you.
Ooh,
You're going to blow me.
Not quite what I said.
we love. Why
Yes.
not? Why not?
I am.
Yes,
Anyway,
yes.
speaking
How
of
are we
things
today,
like-
gents?
Speaking, yeah,
Good.
very well, thank you, James.
Good.
I'm
He's
very
cut
well.
Andy off there. He's very upset.
Oh,
about
sorry,
that. You
mate,
can see
go
he's
on.
I'm
ready to
extremely
whip him.
upset. I'm actually more upset because off pod, and I am about to bring this up. We had a discussion about a certain word.
Oh, I can't let it go.
I think I might be editing this one actually. I can't remember, but I think I might be. But I'm gonna put the word on screen now, or whoever's editing this, can you?
I mean,
please
you could
remember
just
to do
say
this?
it. Oh, but
No,
you
'cause I
might
want
say
people
it
to see
wrong.
the word before, yeah, and I want you to say to yourself the word. Just say the word out loud, and then Charlie, how do you pronounce that word?
Sushi.
It's not sushi. It is sushi. I do admit, Charlie did correct me in that that's apparently what Japanese people pronounce.
And we
sushi
researched it
as.
and looked it up.
It is
Myself
word?
as the impartial judge made a little Google search and found a little video.
sushi, slushy,
Sushi.
sushi. I
So-
just
For
didn't
some
like
reason,
that.
you
That
hear
was it.
sushi.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So to
I
Andy's
did
to
hear
Andy's
sushi.
British ass, it was sushi. So
It's
Yeah.
sushi.
But James, would you like to explain what we're doing today?
of course. So we all love sushi, and it's probably one of the best things about one of the best foods. And our last pod, we did room 201, which is putting away the worst things into a room that you don't want to ever see again. We had such bangers as dust and
Fuck dust.
fuck dust to be fair,
toasters.
and chihuahuas. You know.
Yeah,
So this
that was
time
an impressive
we're
I still can't believe you guessed that. That was such
yeah,
a
I know that
fucking
was
joke.
mad. Like, so this time,
Man.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna instead of putting them away in a room, we're gonna build a podium of the best things and celebrate them. So we're gonna go through in the same format as room 201, except this is room 102. The opposite. And we'll run through
nice.
and basically nominate 3 each. At the end, we'll take the 3 winners of those 3 nominations and vote for the best, second best, and the third best for our podium of the best things in the world.
And obviously, like, the idea is we're not going to do boring shit. Like,
Yeah, we're not going to say like,
life.
Family.
friends.
Yeah, that's
Money.
boring. It's boring.
Yeah, we're trying to think of things that genuinely are like, you don't think about it all the time, but when it happens, it's like,
You're like, oh, that's
ooh,
cool. That's good.
yes. So for instance, my best thing in the world would probably be the dogs. Like,
Dogs,
I
is that one of your
I
3?
think dogs are just brilliant. Like endless love, they're just so cool.
Wait,
so
is that
nice.
in your?
No,
Is that in
it's
your,
not,
is that in your
but I
3?
haven't put it in because I think if I
Yeah.
said dogs, that would just
An
win.
example, yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
see,
would
I
probably
see.
just win.
Yeah.
Except for
Dogs
Chihuahuas
would
apparently
win.
for Charlie.
I fucking hate chihuahuas, man.
Chihuahua, they're going straight to hell.
So
If it was legal to punt them, I would. No, I wouldn't.
Depending where you are in the world, it might
I
be.
feel bad about it.
oh, absolutely, yeah. So what are we? Who wants to start us off with? And I will repeat this: the best things in the world.
I'll start.
Okay.
go
Round
on, man.
1, fight.
Round 1, beginning with me. That was actually going to be. I was going to put that. I was going to put video games.
Fighting.
But I like conflict. No.
I just like death by combat, you know. Just...
Yeah, I
Something
want real
about it.
stakes. I was going to put video games, but I felt that was too broad and too boring.
Okay.
Number 1, no wipers.
Oh,
A-
yes,
Alternatively,
Ghost
referred to
poos.
as a ghost shit
yes.
or poo. Ghost poo.
Ooh, got you.
That's a
you
good
know,
feeling, you know.
Empty ones. It's one of those things where it doesn't happen all the time. I think maybe I've had a no wiper maybe once every like 3 or 4 months. It happens maybe. It's not
Once
it's not
a-
like
once
thing
a
to think
season.
about. Once once every playoff, you get a no wiper. It's something that doesn't happen that much, which is why they're extra beautiful. I mean, unless you, to be fair, you could probably create a diet which is more likely to facilitate a no wipe, or buy a toilet that spreads the cheeks better.
Or just get a poo
'Cause
stool.
that's what it is, isn't it?
Get a poo stool.
Yeah, yeah. Was it? Yeah.
It's a
Was it
poo.
bidet?
It's a poo stool. I'm a proud owner of a poo
No,
stool.
not a bidet. A bidet would be cheating the no wiper.
Yeah, because
Well, that's
a
better.
poo
No
stool
wiper
just
doesn't
raises your
need a
legs, so
bidet.
it's essentially like a squatter.
Squatty potty. That's
Yeah.
what they're called. Squatty potty.
Squatty potty,
That's like
yeah.
the famous one.
So I'm gonna.
yeah, it's just a no wiper.
So I will counteract this. Sometimes I have a bit of a feeling of, yeah, it's a great feeling where it's like, oh man, that was crazy. But also it's a feeling of trepidation because it's like, oh, I'm not sure I wiped properly. So then you wipe again and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no.
I
Like,
will say that one of the downsides, I know I'm supposed to be defending this, but of the no wipers, is that there is that little 5% of your brain where you're like, well, is it actually a no wiper? Or did I just miss the first 2
did I miss the toilet?
drive-bys? No, yeah. Did I miss the toilet? Or will there be more later?
Down my cheek.
yeah.
But,
Ah, fuck. Not
but
again.
I just
Always
missed my
do
fan.
You shit on the floor, €50
But,
fine.
no, I think no wipers definitely should be in there because it's something. It's simple. It's not something that it'll affect everyone at one point in their life probably, unless they've got IBS or something. Like it's something that is gonna grace you. And the best part about no wipers is you don't really know when they're gonna happen. It's not like you're doing a poo and you're like, oh, this
That's
is
a
gonna
no
be
wiper. Yeah.
That's never the case.
Yeah.
Or if it is, you're some sort of freak of nature, but it's never the case.
It's like
That's
an-
what I'd put
It's like an
no
angel
wipers
that
in.
floats into your life, kisses you on the forehead, and floats away.
It doesn't
Yeah,
kiss
it's
you
like-
on the forehead, though.
Well, yeah,
does
just-
it?
In the arsehole.
Somewhere else.
Yeah. And then, but it's also beautiful because it's like, yeah, just as James said, it's a passing favor from the universe, basically. Here is a free wipe,
Yeah.
but of course it'll still take
one's
the
on
one
us.
wipe to make sure in the
Yeah.
first place. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. You're
That's
welcome,
what it is.
trees.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah,
Shit
the
on
world.
us.
Yeah.
That's a good start. That's a very
think that's-
strong
that's
start.
useful.
Yeah.
What a haunted ass.
Ghoulish ass.
Ghoulish ass.
That is a
Alright.
very strong start. Charlie, do you want to follow that, or do you want me
What
to?
an interesting start. Mine is a little bit different, surprisingly. So basically, it's that feeling of being tucked up in bed.
Oh.
know?
Oh,
That's a
that's a
feeling.
good one.
There's a reason it's like universal that right when you're tucked up in bed, you need to go and have a piss. Right? That's like universal because I
Yeah.
don't think you can get any more comfortable. You're just laying there
Mm.
and you just don't want to move.
Yeah.
It's just
Pure
you know,
comfort
And then you-
I think
and
that's a lovely
relaxation.
feeling. It's pure
It is a lovely
comfort.
feeling.
Yeah, it's lovely.
That is the
Especially
good
lovely,
one.
yeah. When you get tucked in, and as you said, like you for some reason then don't need a piss, and you're
Yeah.
like, wow, I'm set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here for the
Tuffy
next
just
12
completed.
hours. This is. Oof.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I don't
That's
think
a-
that
that's
even
a-
needs
that's-
explaining
that's
or
a great
arguing.
feeling.
That is just brilliant.
It's a
Simple.
universal
Yeah.
thing. Everyone
Yeah.
knows it. Everyone has
Yeah.
it. I just feel like
Yeah.
that's one of the best things out there. You know.
Oh,
That
good
is
one.
a
Yeah.
that is good. And it doesn't happen as often as you think.
No,
It's
because
not.
you know
You don't
sometimes you get
usually
into
get a
bed
perfect
and,
tuck
as you
every
say,
night.
you need a wee, or you need a poo, or you need a glass of water, or maybe
Or it's a bit
you've got to
warm,
get
it's a
to
bit
sleep too
cold.
quickly because you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I need to get to sleep because I need 7 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good one,
Yeah.
good one.
It's a good one, though.
Mm.
So
That's strong.
mine
Actually-
is
is nice.
closer to Andy's than yours, Charlie. Mine is
Okay, we're
when
getting back into shit again.
mine
Alright.
is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually joking with this. I was going to say when you take a poo and a little drop of water catches you on the ball sack, but it's not.
Little Poseidon's
Yeah.
kiss.
Little-
There you go.
Little tickle.
my one is actually the start of a long drive or an adventure where you go on. You're starting this adventure and you just turn up your music. You're on your own and you're singing along on a road trip just to your music in your car, just on your own. That's one of the best feelings for me. Love
Interesting.
that.
Yeah,
See,
I
that's-
agree. That's
So
fun.
it is for me. So I can't drive, unlike the other two people in this call.
Fucking
So I've
bitch.
never.
Sissy.
Thank you for that, Charlie. It's you sushi. So I've never had that feeling. The only thing that I could probably equate that to is if like you get on a long train ride.
Completely
You have,
different.
like,
Completely different.
You see, I don't know.
Because I'm in the car,
it's something
I don't
that
have
I have no
headphones
experience
on.
with.
I've got music blasting. I've got like a nice
Yeah.
cup of water or like I don't know something, like, and then you're just listening to your music, singing along to your music. Nobody can change
Yeah.
your mood at all. Mwah.
Yeah.
You're just coasting.
Yeah,
You're just
Just
coasting
living, man.
along.
So in this scenario, would you prefer to be solo? Is that the ideal?
I prefer
it
longer drives
also
on
nice
my
to have people
own
there?
because if you're on longer drives with other people, a lot of the time you have to compensate for what they want to potentially listen to or do. So if it's me on my own, I know I can have my music on full blast the entire time. Whereas if it's potentially with like a
Yeah.
few other people, they might want to sleep or they might not like your taste of music. So
Yeah, I get that. And also, I guess with other people in the car, especially if it's people you don't really like, you'll probably only be doing a long road trip with people you know quite well. But if it's
Yes.
people you kind of only quite know, you'll kind of feel, or at least I would, I'd feel semi-obligated to like talk to them the entire time, or at the very least not be actively boring the entire time.
I think it does depend on who you're doing a road trip with. So I reckon like max though would be like other person.
Yeah,
one or two
Because
maybe.
then I think it's if you're happy sitting in silence and just listening to music and just chilling that way,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah, I think
But that's only people you're really comfortable
if you are
with.
close
Otherwise,
with
I agree
people,
with
then
James,
you can
like, solo
just
trip.
sit with them in silence, can't you?
I think
That's a
the
nice
solo
one.
trip is so good, like you say, because like you can play your own music and you know
Stop when
You
you
can
want.
just do
Don't have to
whatever you
rely
want.
on other people to wee and shit.
that bit, the stopping whenever you want bit is so nice. It's-
You just drive past somewhere and you're just like, that looks gorgeous. I'm gonna stop. There's no, oh, do you
Yeah,
want to stop there?
exactly.
Like, should we? Blah, blah, blah. Just like, I'm stopping.
Yeah, except when you say that looks gorgeous. For me, when I'm driving around in Australia, it's usually there's a pie shop there. I could go for a pie.
Ooh.
You know, I could do that. Some people might be like, let's just keep going. I'm like, no,
Nah, we're getting that
I'm gonna
fucking
stop. I'm
pay.
gonna stop. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna get a pie.
Pay.
And you
We
don't
get
have to
it,
waste it.
we
You don't have like an
pay.
arrival time. That's another one where you're just like, I
Yeah.
am just for the next 3 days. I just have to do a loop. Like, I don't have to be anywhere in particular. I can just go and. Beautiful.
I see,
Yeah,
I
it's
see
fun.
this sounds like a nice sentiment, but I
Andy
I
can't
agree.
relate to
I've-
it. That's
I've
the only
ne-
thing.
One day I hopefully will relate, but today is not
Yeah.
that day.
That's fair.
I do quite
I
like
think
long
we've got
trips.
3 very strong entries as our first one there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who wants to do the casting vote for the first one?
For me,
Oh,
it's the drive. For me.
Here's the drive.
And I can't vote for the drive.
Hold on, wait. So
See,
wait, quickly,
now
quickly,
this
what are
is
we going through
difficult.
again? It was
This is
me-
really difficult
It
here.
was me, no wipers.
Yeah, so this is
Charlie?
difficult. Charlie's voting for the drive. I can't vote for the drive. I think ghost poos for me. But Andy
Yeah.
can't drive, so he can't experience mine. So he's voting for Charlie.
Yeah, vote for Charlie. Yeah.
We've
So
got
we
a
got
three-way
what, three-way tie
tie
here?
on the first one.
All right.
How do we settle this
Should we,
then?
wait, should we? Wait. I've already forgotten what Charlie's was.
Tucked
was
up in
it?
bed,
Being
all
tucked up
snug
in
and
bed.
happy.
Oh, right. If you could vote for yourself though.
Well, this
who
is the
would
thing.
you
If you
vote for?
could vote
I
for
would
yourself, oh,
No, because I think tucked up in bed is better than ghost wipe. Because ghost wipe is one of those things where it's like.
But it's rarer.
It's nice. It's
fleeting.
rarer.
Yeah.
So it's more of a. Whereas an ideal, you know, I'd much rather be nicely tucked in bed than a ghost wipe.
You know what?
Is like, finding 50p into the couch.
Yeah.
Whereas nicely tucked up in bed is like, oh, like the couch is a lot nicer.
Yeah. Do you know
I don't
what?
need to look for 50p.
I'll back you on that one, and I'll change my vote to tucked up in bed, because I think that is such a mental health
Charlie.
winner. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a winner, that one.
That is a very good.
Yeah.
And he's just won it for me.
So we have tucked up in bed as
Welcome,
our first intro into the top 3.
Solid one. Yes, we're all 3 grown adults.
Yeah.
Next,
It's a scary world out there, man. Like,
Yeah.
I feel safe.
Tucked up in my pajamas.
Before we do the next one, I think my food's arriving like literally in 30 seconds or something.
Oh, Charlie's gonna do a mukbang.
Yeah, Charlie's going to munch some
Oh.
Alright, so you
sushi.
get your food.
Alright, yeah, 1 second.
So,
Pause.
did you order? Oh, he's gone now.
Charlie's
Cut
gone.
out
Are we
some shit. Make an intro.
Make an intro.
Oh no, we've already made an intro. haven't
He's
we?
got fat again, hasn't
Oh,
he?
do you know what? Who Charlie? He has got,
That's what we spoke about last time that
I
he
was
ran
gonna-
off. So
Yeah, I was thinking. You know, I don't know. Should we talk to him about it? Should we?
we should mention something.
Maybe like do this subtle encouragement, or maybe
Yeah.
it's just more like kind of the things we don't say. Like,
That's
you know,
true,
we'll stop
yeah.
saying things like, "Oh, you know, that."
I'm
looks nice on
hungry.
you, Charlie.
Stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like if he thinks like he's, oh, I'm gonna go order some food, and he was lying to us earlier, but you didn't hear it on the podcast. But before he was like, you know, I'm gonna order something from home that's like healthy. And it's like we both know he's not.
I heard him say the word healthy salad, and then he immediately went on his
Same.
phone, and so it's a bit.
And also, let's be real. If you're ordering a takeaway, you're not ordering a salad.
No,
Salad
no.
costs like £2 to make at home.
Yeah, just
You
buy a
make it at
lettuce
home
and munch
you-
on that. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm slightly concerned. He has gotten definitely fatter in the past 6 months.
Yeah, you can
I
visually
mean, you know,
see
no
it,
one's
no.
perfect.
No,
But
not at all.
It's just in his
but-
face and everything.
Yeah,
Like you can.
not so
That's
much.
why he's
Not
grown
so
the
much.
beard out a
He
bit
looks
more.
fat in his face. Just so much of he looks unhealthy.
fuller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
like you ever
kidding.
like you ever meet someone who's like kind of slightly inflamed, who's like slightly inflamed, like he's like, you know, like you've ever been like had a cold for like a week and you just kind of feel a bit gross. It kinda just
Sinuses
looks
are
more
just
like
a
that.
bit.
Yeah, it's like nothing too bad, but like enough where you could like if you poked it, it'd be like, oh,
Yeah, you'd
it's
be
sore.
like, someone's
that
got the
kind of-
mumps.
Yeah, and then he's like, I don't have the mumps, you know.
Oh, well.
Just tubs.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, like right
Am I
now
off?
he's just pretend that we all know there's no.
Yeah, he's just gone to the fridge
not
and he's
ordered
just
any-
munching chocolate brownies from the fridge. That's all that's happening.
He's got one of those like. Have you seen those little like mini? You know those little moons? Have you heard of those? They're like they're like ice cream in a ball form, and they come in little boxes. There's basically like balls of like sorbet
Like
ice
Ferrero
cream.
Rocher kind of
Anyway.
things.
Yeah, but ice cream.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I was envisioning him like you know, have you seen like how like, you know, The Rock eats like 7,000 calories a day because he's got to, you know, have all that muscle. You see, Charlie, I think he does stuff similar to that.
Yeah.
But it's obviously like,
Maybe
he's
he
not a
thinks he'll be
bodybuilder.
The
Like,
Rock
he's
if he
just-
follows his diet.
Yeah, but he's cutting out the part where, you know, he works out for like 4 hours. a
Yeah,
day,
and already
maybe
weighs like 120 kilos.
Yeah, it's just a lot bigger and like, you know, better.
Yeah.
But
Bald.
it's, yeah, bald. I think
Yeah.
that's, you know,
Do you think
just,
people look more powerful when they're bald?
it depends. It really depends.
Fair enough, yeah.
I think it's how you have you ever seen? Do you know one thing I thought of as well? Bald people who don't have beards, it's difficult for them to look
Yes.
intimidating.
Unless they're people like
person
Jason
with a
Statham
beard.
or Bruce Willis, where it's like they've
Yeah,
got
you
the
have to,
build
like-
and the charisma for it. Like,
Yeah. Whereas like your average bald bloke who doesn't have a beard, like it's just. That's why, you know, I feel like I'm blessed because even if I do lose my hair, which I probably will eventually,
Grow a
as
beard.
lot of guys do, I've got a beard.
Yeah.
And I can grow the beard out.
yeah.
Whereas, you know, like I think Charlie would be screwed at this rate.
No, he can grow a
I
beard.
think it would be. Yeah, but like it's one of those, you know, like have you ever seen Hoodwinked?
No.
The film Hoodwinked about.
Or at least not in a long time.
Little
Is that
Red
the
Riding Hood?
animated Red Riding Hood one?
It's quite old. It's like 15 years old.
Mm.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a good film. But there's a there's a fat German character who's like a lumberjack. I just don't want to see Charlie go towards that trajectory. I really hope he's not the one editing this.
I think he is.
I hope he just listens to it like in 6 weeks whenever this comes out.
We're gonna get a message in the chat when he does edit it. It's like, what the fuck, guys?
Like, one thing I'd like to, we're doing the room.
The best things in the world.
Doing the room 201.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want Skinny Charlie to go back. And hey, I'm saying this as someone who has never been a thin man. I've not, but I've
also by the fact that Charlie isn't fat either.
He's not
so
fat.
It's clearly a joke,
he's
like.
not, But I feel like I'm, better. I'm in a better position than you to judge this because I've got more experience with this. This has been my life for sections of my life, so I can tell when someone's become just a little bit of a fatty bum. I think that's all right.
I want you to word it like that to people as well. I think you've become a little bit of a fatty bum bum.
And they're like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Oh, nothing."
The fuck,
bad.
Andy?
It's like, the past 2 months, Yeah. Yeah, maybe switch the Coke for Diet Coke. Like nothing crazy. Just
Awful.
Just simple, manageable steps.
For a run, go for a walk. Yeah,
go for a
but no,
gig,
I know what you mean with the bald, because when I shaved my head, like midway through
I
uni,
forgot you did that.
I had a beard and it was fine, but I've got
You
quite
look like a different human being.
yeah, I've got quite a small head, so I keep the beard purely because I don't have a jawline and I've got a small head. So if I've got short hair and no beard, I have neck head, like it's just neck all the way up to the top of my head, basically.
You just look like a worm.
Yeah. So having a beard gives me some sort of like distinct end of my head. So, well, I keep mine at least.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, I think most people get a beard. I think at least the reason you, me, and Charlie probably started growing. But hey,
there he is.
What's up? What'd you get? Salad?
You're getting old when you lean down and put stuff on the floor and you moan.
Yeah. Is that?
Good
How you doing,
G'day.
bud? We missed you.
How are we?
What you been up to?
Looking good, by the way.
Yeah.
What? Right?
Yeah.
I don't feel very good. I mean,
You don't feel very good. Oh, that's not
What
good.
did you get?
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Well, why doesn't Andy tell me what I got?
Ah.
Oh, did you actually do that as part of the bit?
All right. We back
You
in?
got sushi. Yeah, we back in.
We back in, ready to go?
By the way, we're gonna keep all of that in, just so you know.
I guess
I think of that, do like a little highlights reel of it, whoever edits it. Just take the best bits and
all they
like, put
can
it
be-
through.
Did you guys?
They can be all
What were you guys
reels.
talking about?
Nothing. Just,
We were talking about beards.
yeah, beards and bald men.
We're talking about bald
nice.
men and beards.
So, okay.
I've never seen
That was it.
before.
So, and we're back. And Charlie, I believe you were about to
Oh.
say your next one?
I am. So for me, memes. I
Ah,
fucking love
Memes.
It's a bit of a
Interesting.
weird one. I've got food now. Sorry. It's a
Any
bit of a
specific
weird one,
type
I
of
know.
memes? Just memes.
Memes just generally are great. I mean, like they come in
They're
so many different forms.
Mm.
You got video memes. You got photo memes. You got music memes. You got loads of shit. There's
Yeah.
memes for literally everybody. I could find a meme, guaranteed, which my granddad would find funny. And then you got memes which you won't find funny unless you know the past 5 years of meme culture and another 3 memes on top of that. I think it's great.
I like it.
Generally speaking, memes are fucking brilliant.
What would you
And
say
that
is your
my bitch
favourite
for
meme?
memes. My favourite meme?
Yeah.
Is the one that no one else finds funny.
Oh.
Monkey flip.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
But
It's
it
a monkey
does
doing a
change
flip.
lot. It changes a lot.
I feel like it's
You always
situational,
just
isn't
get
it?
brand new ones, but that's when I always go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like your favorite song.
Agreed,
You obviously probably have like a song that you love, but your current favorite song is not always the same song, is it?
Yeah,
So you got,
exactly. And like
different memes.
same bands and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, it all changes.
What would you say your favourite meme is,
Yeah.
Annie?
Meme.
While you're thinking, mine
like-
is the one of the two blokes in the kitchen. One of them's got a rat mask on, and they're pretending to do the ratatouille. Like, Rito, sobrita. It's fucking brilliant.
That sounds terrifying. That sounds beautiful, though.
Fall over,
I like
destroy
that meme.
half the kitchen.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant.
My that's good actually. I do like that because that's also kind of like that's also universal. That one.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, a 10-year-old could watch that and maybe even laugh at it. Like that's because that's the best kind of the all-encompassing memes. I've realised that for me, also I think by the way, great shout memes.
Yeah, definitely. There's a
Thank you.
strong start.
As of right
yeah.
now, it's better than what I'm gonna say.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, that is. I've realised I've discovered this recently. I've been really getting into sending people upsetting videos or cringy videos.
Just
And I
makes you
just,
uncomfortable.
Exactly, but I love that. I love that feeling of just being on edge watching. Like there was one. Oh, which one? It was one where like someone was singing Britney Spears' "Toxic," and it was a man who was not, he didn't have all of his faculties, and it was just such an enjoyable, real, raw emotive thing. So I think
it's
memes are
definitely
great.
not just you who likes all this shit either, because it's on a
not just
fucking
me.
page that you're finding this
Oh,
shit.
absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's on a.
Someone
it's
has
a
made the
comedian I
page
watch,
and
yeah.
they're getting followers.
Shout out
So,
to
like-
Christina Pajitsky. What a comedian. She does some amazing memeage like that. Uncomfortable memeage. But yes, I'd agree with you. That is memes are very nice.
There's a strong
And
shout.
also, just on a practical level, on a social interaction level, we all live, the closest ones of me and James were hundreds of miles apart. You can ping a meme, still a form of contact, even if people are all working. Even if it's
Exactly.
minimal, it's just something.
Mm.
And it's quite a nice,
It's a
Well,
way to
that's
keep in
an
contact
easy
with people
thing.
without asking boring shit,
Yeah, because it's like, most of the time I am doing boring shit all day. I haven't got much
Yeah.
to talk about.
Same.
So it's like, yeah, meme there.
Meme here,
See the
meme
meme.
there.
Yeah,
You know,
so that's beautiful.
that's a good
That's a good
one.
one, Charles.
That's a
And
good
I think
one,
that's
yeah.
beautiful.
And I think that's a meme, isn't it? So
There we go.
there you go.
And James, what's your one?
Mine is mine's lock-ins.
What, into like a pub or something?
So you can do it at a pub, you
Or
can
like
do
a
it
school
at a
shooting.
house. So it's essentially like, so you've got different forms. You've got a generic lock-in, which is just you go to a place, like say it's at a pub, you go to a place after hours, you lock the doors, and you can drink as much as you want, and then you unlock the doors at a certain time the next morning, and then you just get hammered with all your mates, kind of thing. The other one is
see.
a form of lock-in, which is called like Nazi zombies, which is you start in one
Great
room,
game mode.
all of you, and there's a certain amount of cans up against the door, and to get through that door you've got to finish the cans, and then
I like
all the
that.
other doors. So your first aim is to unlock the toilet, or otherwise you can't go to the toilet, and then your
Otherwise
next
you're just
aim
pissing
would
in
to
the
be
living
to
room.
go to the kitchen to then get maybe some food or some water or something for people who are potentially a little bit worse for wear, and then you're maybe unlocking like the
That's
games
good.
in another room or something like that you're working through to get to it. And I think just being like a house party where you're just locked, not necessarily locked, but lock-ins are just fun, just in a house with all your friends getting drunk. I don't think there's a better feeling like over an evening than that.
Nazi,
Like,
And
that Nazi
And not only
zombies
that-
game sounds like fun.
it's fucking
That
sounds
That does,
really
because
good.
not only that, because it's like it also brings out your sense of like, there's like a quest.
Yeah.
There's like an objective you have to do, which would be that does sound really. I'd never heard of that before,
Brilliant.
No.
and that does sound.
Yeah.
That does sound really good.
Yeah.
I'd do that.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
mine. Just it's essentially just getting drunk with your friends, but it's within a contained environment.
Yeah.
Because going on a night out with your friends can sometimes be a bit iffy because you'll meet other people. Some places, some people want to go the other.
People suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas if you're just
People
in a
do like
house,
drink.
just on your own,
Yeah.
all together, and there's
Yeah.
no plans
Plus
for
cheaper.
going out or anything, cheaper. The booze
Yeah.
is something you like normally, and nobody's going, "Well, let's do
That's
like
true.
stupid shit." You're
Yeah.
never going to get split up from each other. You can play whatever games you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry
Yeah.
about going to the bar and wasting time at the bar. Random people aren't barging into
Yeah.
you. You're just
Valid point.
in a house on your own. Getting fucked up.
Question: in the Nazi Zombies game mode of this, is there a random box?
Game mode.
And if not, what would that be?
I haven't done it with a random box, but I guess a random box would be you have certain things
black
that would sober
bag.
you up, like maybe a slice of pizza or some pizza, some water, some pasta, snacks, and then you'd walk up to it and you'd say, right, I'll do 5 extra drinks to be able to spin that. Or I'll do a shot to be able to spin that to get something to sober me up a little bit.
But then I guess in the box you could also have like some bad stuff as well. You know, like
Yeah.
you've also got the ray gun, but then you've also got the M14.
Yeah, so you
Like,
could
got,
have just
you know,
shots in there as
you
well.
don't want everything being good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good actually.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds amazing. I want to do this now.
I want to do that.
Do
That
you know
sounds
what we
fun.
should do?
Well,
We
go-
should do for our 100th pod. We should do this, but we have to work our way to the pod studio to then do it.
I like
To
it.
then
I like
because we'll
it.
be hammered after we've done it. Like,
Yeah. We do that, and then we end. You know, we start the stream or the main recording. Well, we'll record ourselves.
well, we do a
obviously,
video from
during
the
it.
start and we release it as a video, but then the pod is like halfway through, and then the video continues
Yeah, I like
afterwards,
that.
kind of thing. That'd be good fun.
That's
So
a
that's
really
my
good
one.
idea. Well, I mean, that's good. I've definitely lost to both of you. My second one is simply day drinking.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, but that's
Just-
damn good, though,
just-
isn't it?
That's more of an my one's admittedly more of an all-encompassing one. When I thought day drinking, I thought kind of in the James camp of something at a location with all your friends together, where you can start quite early. Like I love a pub crawl
Mm.
or a pub golf. Admittedly, I've only done pub golf maybe twice in my life, but I really love them. I love a pub crawl because you can start at like 11 or 10:30 in the morning, and then you can go to like 12 or 10 or whatever different pubs. You can see lots of different places that you might not normally
Get food
see.
in between.
And because it's during the day, like everything's kind of nicer. It might be warmer out. You know, you're not having to like, stress about how you're gonna get home. There are buses everywhere. And it also means that if you want to, you can just wrap up by like 11 p.m. Because you've already been drinking for
Don't
12
fuck up
hours.
his sleep schedule too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you-
but there
you
is
add
always
maybe
the
an extra
option
few
if you want to
hours
go out
sleep.
afterwards, you can.
That's so true. Because you'll get to the point in the night at like 10 p.m. where wow, we are sloshed. We've had lots.
Yeah.
We've done lots of stuff. Everyone would be happy to either go home, and then you've got the few people, that I'll go to a club or I'll go to a bar. I'll go to another pub. Like there's the option. Whereas if you start, because this is something I didn't realize, or I only realized really late on into like university life, is the later you start, that might sound like convenient from like a I don't have to worry about getting ready until 7 p.m. because I'm not even meeting people till 8:30 or whatever. That sounds good, but then you get to the situation where you realize that you're having a lot of fun, and then you're like, oh wait, it's already 1 a.m, and
Yeah.
Night's almost
our
over. Yeah.
opportunity to go places or do things is kind of over,
Mm.
and then the next day is completely ruined.
See, we used to
That's
have
mine.
we used to have the flip side of that, where the moment we were like, should we go out tonight? Like throughout the day, if we were doing stuff, we had the problem of everyone would immediately start drinking then. So it would just be, I'd get a
Yeah.
message at my like lecture, like I don't know, like finishing at like 1 or something, and I'd get to the end of my lecture and I'd be like, right, I finished then, I can start then. Who's around? And it would just be, okay, just meet at the uni bar, and then we'd drink there for a bit, and then it'd be like, right, everyone go back, get ready, have a pint while I'm getting ready at home, and then make my way out, and you're already like 6, 7
that
pints down
is
before you
ideal.
even get to pre's at like 6. So
See, that's nice, because then also from a individual level, if you're like, oh, I've already had this day of drinking and I've been chilling with my mates already for like 4 or 5 hours. By the time it gets to like 10 p.m, there's also not a pressure where you're like, oh, I mean, I could just go home now. Like we've already had a solid eve.
don't have to buy as
But then
many
there's
drinks
also,
when you're out where it's expensive, because you're already pretty heavily
Yeah.
down.
That is, that is a beautiful.
Even though
beautiful
you say that
Oh,
isn't
I
a
think-
contender, that's a very strong one. Very strong.
I'm ready to vote now for what we're doing.
Are we?
I'm voting James's.
Charlie, what was yours again?
Mine was memes. Just memes generally.
Yeah.
Memes.
I
generally.
enjoyed day drinking more than memes.
Yeah, sorry, Charlie.
Mm.
I think I enjoyed it. I've never even done or heard of what James's thing is, but I'm more sold on that than memes. But then memes are really good.
Memes are a constant.
But I could live life without memes.
But you could also live life without doing the Nazi Zombies drinking game.
And I'd probably be a lot better off for it. But, but
Yeah, you could. It just sounds like something really fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's one of those things that like you say, I could never see a meme again and it'd be fine. But I'd always want to go out and drink with my mates.
Because also, the drinking, isn't it? Obviously, the drinking is a huge part of the Nazi zombie thing. But it's the group challenge, it's your mates, it's as you said, it's cheap, it's somewhere you all recognise, like it's someone's house. There's no stress.
What are you going for,
Charlie?
Charlie?
Necessarily lots of stress if you go to a pub, but
Probably going for the day drinking,
I like it.
if I'm honest.
That's a
And I
winner
think
for day drinking.
well, you guys have basically given the main reasons, right?
Yeah. It's just nice. It's
but
just...
for me as well, I'll just add on to that. Like in terms of like, if you're out on a Saturday, you start drinking at 10. Things like that. In the morning. A lot of the time you'll be home sometimes by like 9:30 or 10, depending on how big it's going. You know, you might be later, but that option is there for you to actually go home and have a decent sleep, but still have like a banging day out. And it's also things like when I've had like day drinking and stuff, you can go out and just like have a massive meal with your mates and things like that, and I think that's really fun as well.
Yeah, that's
And it gives you more options. Whereas going out at 8, shit's starting to close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But going out at 10, yeah. So for me, it's I'd say day.
And also with the day drinking, if you've got with the like evening night drinking, you know, if there are people who don't really want to, you know, walk home by themselves or live far away, like that adds a whole kind of factor of you're either going to spend some money on a taxi or someone else is going to be taken out because they want to walk with someone, or like it adds a lot more worrying factors.
Yeah, exactly.
Which wouldn't otherwise.
Yeah, no.
There we go.
That's a winner for day drinking, man.
Getting a train home at like 9:30 in the evening is a lot less scary.
Yeah.
And then being tucked up in bed.
Yeah.
Damn right.
And then having a ghost shit.
Damn right. This is essentially us just planning our perfect day. Day drinking, then being tucked up in bed.
Yeah. That does sound like the perfect day. Yeah, I wonder how the afternoon or morning is.
Alright, I believe this is my turn to begin. I have gone something that, admittedly, I haven't done in a very long time because I haven't played it in a very long time, being injured and such.
Touch grass? Oh.
Football.
Not far off.
Playing football with your mates when there's just a light drizzle. Like it's it's still warm, but there's a light drizzle. So the ball skips a little bit and it's a little bit wet and you get a little bit of drizzle on your shirt, but it's not raining. It's like just drizzling and it's nice and it's cooling. And playing football in the summer when it's drizzling, beautiful feeling. Absolutely beautiful.
Yes, it does. It does drizzle in the summer in the UK.
Yeah, fucking thunderstorms in the summer. Like,
yeah, I'd be on board with that. I've played a lot of football games that are like that, and they're really fun.
They're just the best, like because you don't get too warm because you've got a bit of cool drizzle coming down. You've got like you don't have to worry about like fucking your hair or any shit 'cause it's just soaked.
Also,
brilliant.
An added thing is when there's a bit of drizzle, you're like slightly less likely to get scrapes and stuff because there's no dry mud
and you can slide tackle more.
True. Yeah,
and cooler slide tackles.
Yeah,
you do Sol Campbell.
Get like nice and muddy and everything.
Yeah,
one of the best feelings.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. That's a good one. Yeah, there's not really else much to say about that. It's beautiful.
No, it's just
it's brilliant, isn't it?
It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just a good feeling, you know. It's perfect football weather.
Yeah, knee slides once you score a goal as well. And just Sol Campbell it and just keep going.
Yeah, you're just out of shot.
Yeah.
Just keep going. I like that one.
Yeah, so that's a simple put forward.
Thank you for that. I'm gonna come at you guys from a slightly different angle.
Oh yeah, here we go.
All right, mine is when having no stranger sitting next to you in a public situation. For example, you get on a busy bus. No one sits down next to you. You go to see a movie, you know, you've got your mate on one side, you don't have a stranger next to you. You get on a train, plane,
coach,
any sort of transportation. Automobile, no stranger sitting next to you. Just one space, you know, that's all I need. Just that feeling. Just the feeling when you're on a train and you realise you've got a seat, and not only have you got a seat, no one's going to want to sit next to you, or no one chooses to sit next to you.
Is that a really nice feeling, or is it a representation of the aura that you give off?
I couldn't say. All I know is, to me, it's a nice feeling.
All you have to do is shit in your hand and just
yeah,
sit there
it's
and
true.
smile it nicely.
And then as soon as the bus starts to move, just clap.
Yeah.
I did actually see a thing that was like the best way to get someone to not sit next to you on the bus is if they come up and you just look at them and you just pat the seat next to you.
Yeah, come on,
Oh
buddy.
yeah, I'd never sit there. Yeah, I would be standing up for.
You put your bag on the
long
seat
it is.
next to you. It's not that hard, is it?
That's rude.
No, but then, no, because then you're a dickhead.
Fuck them. Like, if
I
there's
mean-
other options on the bus and you put your bag next to you, then go find another option. Like, it's just me clearly
Yeah, if there's other
representing that I
options,
don't
that
want
kind of
someone to
guy.
sit next to me. You know?
Do you know what? I will keep my bag on my seat until the point where I think, oh, there are no other.
Yeah.
Like on a train where it's all two seats, there are no other two
There's
seats.
there's no other options.
At that point, I'm like, okay, I'll take it off.
Yeah.
Because
Because I might look
it's
less
free game, it's
intimidating
just
than the
one
bloke up the
seated.
end who's quivering with a heroin needle coming out of his arm. Right, so
yeah, or eating a
or
whole
Andy,
platter of
as we would
sushi.
say.
Or me, yeah. So I think that's mine.
Yeah.
Not really. I just like that feeling. I don't think it's gonna win. It's just something I wanted to express my feelings about.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Anyway,
Fair enough,
Charles.
fair
Yeah.
enough. Mine's very different to both of yours.
Kicking
Mine is
chihuahuas.
just the nasty
Debt.
attitude of cats. I find it extremely entertaining, and I don't know why.
The nasty attitude of cats. They are quite
just-
entertaining, to be fair.
they're just little fuckers, and I find it really funny, and I don't know why.
James, as
And
the only person who's ever owned a cat, can you speak to this?
Yeah, I
Honestly.
mean, my cat's
Not ever, not the
lovely.
only person that's
Like,
ever owned a cat.
he is a bit of a dickhead. All
Yeah.
cats are a bit of dickheads. Like, but
Exactly. The attitude. It's the sheer attitude of it.
Yeah.
That entertains me so
audacity.
much.
it's like their petting aggression, where they're
Yeah.
just like, "This feels really great. Thank you. I'm going to kill you in return." It's
I
like,
saw,
oh,
I saw
sick.
a post which
Yeah.
summed it up perfectly, which is like, cats are so annoyed because their nature's perfect killing machine, and we keep picking them up and kissing them because they're only like 2 foot
Because they're
tall.
cute.
And it's like, I don't know.
little
I
cutie
just
pies.
think that's so funny. Just cats being bastards. There is.
I
I
like
don't know
that.
why. I don't know.
Especially
why.
when they like
It's
don't
a
have any
random one.
power.
Very
Like, they're
admirable.
just
Yeah.
you are literally giving them life, basically. And
We've
they're
had
like,
3 very
"Yeah,
different
I'm in
flavors.
charge."
This one.
Very different
Yeah.
flavors. Interesting.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think mine's very easy. I'm going for football. If I'm not voting for myself, I'm going for the football. I think.
If it was cats in general, I think I'd vote for cats. I think, to be fair, if you
Oh,
put
that's
any
another thing,
animal
like-
down, I would have voted for the animal. Right, let's
Except
be
for
honest.
Chihuahuas.
I think so.
Quote our last episode.
Ooh.
What we think?
I'm going to go for cats'
What do you think, Charles?
attitudes.
What are you going to go for, Charlie? Not sitting next to strangers, or playing football in the light drizzle?
I don't know. I don't know.
Really? I think that's a
It's-
no-brainer.
It's tricky.
Give us your reasonings.
Oh, one way to think about it would be, what would you rather? What would be more annoying if it never happened again in your life?
Probably the train one, to be honest. 'Cause
But that is an inconvenience,
Well,
isn't it? Coming at it from that end. If you were sat on your own on a carriage on a train and someone just came sat next to you, that's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like,
But also,
many seats
the
are on the
prospect of
train.
never ever playing.
like if they're
a
all
lovely
empty
game
and
of
someone just
football
sat next
in
to
the
you, that's
drizzle.
fucking annoying, but that's never going to happen.
Games is
I'm a
very
little bit
special
annoyed
about
here because I
stuff
feel
they
like
can do.
mine is way better than sitting on a coach and not having someone sit next to you.
It is. No, it's not just a coach. It's any public situation where there is a free seat next to you.
It's the-
People
no, but I'm
don't
coming
sit
in from
next
the
to you.
angle of if you're on a massive train ride, right? That's 2 or 3 hours long. That's technically
Yeah.
still within what Andy's saying. We're not talking about like a bus trip. You're gonna be on for 10 minutes. I don't give a fuck who sit next to me. I don't care. But
Yeah.
train for like 2 hours long. I
Do
can
you get
put
a
my
flight to-
headphones in and
to
just
the
listen to
UK?
music and shit and just look at the scenery. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I really
oh.
like that. And having someone next to me is a bit weird.
But we're
I'm
assuming-
always
But then
just
also-
like, oh, they're listening to my music, or are they just what they doing? What they do? Is it weird? Am I allowed to sleep on them?
But we've
No,
got
this
to
sort of
we've
shit.
got to
Yeah,
assume
well,
that
no,
they're-
we
this is
can
in the
answer that, but,
situation
yeah.
where they have to sit next to you. They are forced to sit next to someone, and they've chosen you. This is what we're assuming. We're not assuming that you're alone on a carriage listening to your music and someone just comes and sit next to you, because that doesn't happen in normal life anyway. Like, I get quite a lot of coaches to go to like different gigs and stuff, and I've maybe been sat next to once on all of them, and so it's quite a rare occurrence that you are actually have to sit next to somebody, you know.
Unless it's an especially busy.
We've still got all the situations that you're sitting on your own because it's not a very full coach. It's only when it gets to that stage where people have to sit next to people that this is going to occur, you know.
No, James, I think you're changing the rules, but
No, I think you're being a dick.
No, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. So which one is it, Charles? Come on. We've still got a vote.
Fucking
you got to make me pick between being able to sit on public transport on my own.
You can sit on your own on public transport on your own because you just get on a bus that there's not people on.
Also, I feel like we're detracting from the whole thing that it's not just public transport. It's like whenever you're at a restaurant, at Wagamama, no one's going to be sitting next to you on those bench things where they
been to Wagamama's quite a few times. Been sat next to like once.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a thing that happens every day, James.
Well, that's my point.
Saying it would be gone forever. That the one time, once a season, when someone does do it, it's less likely to happen again.
James is extremely passionate about.
I am, because I think mine is so much better than just someone sitting next to you for a 5-minute fucking like bus journey. And on a plane, whenever you a plane, it's more rare to be sat on your own than sat next to someone.
I'll tell you what though, that flight I had over to Australia during COVID was fucking great. I could stretch out across the seats and stuff. It was amazing.
There you go. You see,
it was so
I'd rather
fun.
do that than play fucking football.
I know he's gonna pick fucking not having strangers sit next to you to spite how good mine is.
I don't know, dude. I just feel like
shut up.
When I was flying
Shut up.
On my own across
Shut up.
seats, actually, that was like the best flight I've ever had. I would rather.
Can't even kick your feet up on the seats; they'll tell you off. I tried to do it on a flight once, and they told me off.
Didn't.
So
they didn't.
Oh
they
well,
didn't.
I just look shady apparently.
COVID,
Then
they did not give a shit. Everybody was doing it during COVID. You can't stop everybody. It's like one person.
I suppose you could have just coughed on them if they tried to stop you. So
well.
Charlie, what are you gonna pick?
I'm accepting the L here, but I know in my heart,
but I don't.
I accept the W from God Himself.
Does that count as accepting an L if you just go, nah, I want really?
Nah, I did. God knows I'm right.
Beautiful. So what are the final three?
We've got tucked up in bed, day drinking, and
so
football
dumb.
in the rain.
Yeah, sure.
No, we need to hear Charlie's final vote. We need to hear him say it.
Was it
I'm
Charles?
going for Andy's one.
Ah, fuck yourself.
Thank you, good
Rat.
sir. You fucking pussy hole. Slow down.
My decision was influenced about 50%.
Yeah, but how mad I got.
that
Shut up.
That one flight I had in COVID, and the other 50% by how outraged James was at the mere
Disgraceful.
suggestion of voting for
That
that
is actually disgraceful.
Heresy. Oh, beautiful. And democracy is amazing, isn't it?
Shit.
It is so good.
Shit.
Democracy.
Okay, so the top three we
so you
have
have
are... I mean, I know what I'm voting for here. Tucked up in bed, day drinking,
Yeah.
and sitting next
Yeah.
to strangers on various public transports. How has
know what, I
that
think this
got
is-
next?
I know-
How
I
is
know
that
what
in the
I'm
top three?
I just
Best feelings
me, I
ever.
think
If
the
I don't get
best-
sat next to on a coach, I'm just like this is just a coach. How's that in the top three? Best feelings or best things ever?
Hey James, I'm not saying I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's the best thing ever. It's just a nice thing.
You are
like
saying
a
it.
ghost
This is
boat.
literally the best things ever going into this competition, and you put that down.
If it makes you feel better, it's not going to get my vote for the best of the
Well,
the top
apparently it's
three.
getting Charlie's,
I
so...
have to say, though, it's got mine.
Yeah.
You voted for that for the best.
No,
That's better than day drinking.
Well,
what?
I know what I'm voting for here. Day drinking.
I'm voting day drinking.
Yeah, absolutely. That's...
I think it says a bit about us.
Yeah.
That's
If I if I think back, that one flight I had,
where I drank my arse off all flights.
Oh, so
I just had.
I was going to say, so
Yeah.
this is a tough decision for you, Charlie, actually, because you determine what comes second and what comes third. Are you picking
Oh yeah.
your own suggestion of tucked up in bed, or are you picking, quite frankly, a bottom tier of not having strangers
James
sit
wants to put
next
that
to
in
you on
room
public
101.
transport?
Honestly, that flight from Singapore was one of the best times of my
Charlie's
life.
having wet dreams about that fucking flight.
Were you tucked up?
I was actually, so it was a
Mm.
bit of both.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So,
That's
Yeah.
double
and
whammy.
I was actually day drinking as well.
Ah,
so,
yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I achieved all three of these
Mm.
in one
The
flight.
trifecta.
Do I win?
Oh, no, because you weren't tucked up
Yeah,
in
you
bed,
would, I
actually.
guess.
You were tucked up in
Oh, I
3
was tucked
seats, yeah.
I was sucked up on a
No.
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, not quite the same.
That's
So
true.
what is it, Charles?
No, day drinking. Gotta be day drinking.
Day drinking.
Okay, so now
Yeah,
we have to
that's
determine between tucked up in bed and sitting next to strangers, which will take second and which will take third.
I'll take.
I'm taking tucked up in
I'll
bed.
take.
I thought you
What's
said
that?
yeah.
I'm gonna take mine. I'm gonna take sit next to strangers
Mm.
second.
Is
And which what?
Alvin?
And Charlie?
What are you gonna do? Charlie, the deciding vote yet again.
James looks so annoyed. I haven't said anything.
I'm
yet.
honestly not that annoyed. It's just a case of I think your decisions are stupid and and
You know, sometimes you just
suggestion
gotta
was
deal
way
with people
better.
in life who are just idiots. Okay.
yeah. So we've got
Well-
one vote for tucked up in bed, one for sitting next to strangers, and this is for the coveted second place on the best thing ever.
Ever.
Well, second best thing
Forget
ever.
world
but
peace.
You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
this.
For me, I know it's my own one, but tucked up in bed. That's a fucking
Okay.
fantastic
Tucked up in
feeling,
bed
isn't it?
takes second
that's
place.
Yeah.
And sitting in
Well
third
done,
place
tucked up in
is
bed.
not having strangers sit next to you on public transport.
You can hear the spite in his voice when he's saying that.
And
can't you?
fourth place is
you know what?
playing football in the rain.
Do you know what? I genuinely think out of all the ones we've said today, the Nazi zombies one sounds like the best of everything. For me.
What, just as like an
I-
It
event?
doesn't sound like
Um,
it doesn't sound
Just
like
as
the
a-
best thing
just
ever,
as
but
a
it sounds
thing.
like something I'd love to do.
sounds like
You know what I
fun.
mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Like everything that we've mentioned so far, I want to do that. Like, like I'd want to do that soon.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's because
I
it's
also
an
wanna not
event,
sit
isn't
next to
it?
strangers on a bus.
You know,
Yeah, it's because it's
An
like an
event.
event.
Impossible.
like it's something to do.
Oh god.
Did you just make an Among Us joke?
Yeah, true. You just
No.
made an Among Us joke. Is that how we're gonna wrap this off,
Fuck
Charles?
me.
What was that? Was that a meme?
It was a bad one.
Well, those don't exist anymore. Oh, memes.
Oh, memes.
No.
Yeah, I mean, those are some
Thank you
damn
very
good
much.
suggestions there. I think we've covered a broad ballpark of some very good things.
Yeah, although I hope we all agree that what did we vote was the best even? What was the
Day
best?
drinking.
I hope we all agree that day drinking, and this is for the audience at home, I don't think we genuinely believe day drinking is the best thing ever.
I don't know.
Well,
Uh,
maybe.
I don't know.
Top 10, definitely. Maybe like curing all disease is like only like a few above it.
Nah,
And then day drinking.
I'd rather
Ours
have a
exists
couple
as well.
Coronas sat in a park than.
What think cure cancer?
Right,
I'd rather
so
just.
I didn't say that.
let's ask a question for James then as a bonus round.
Oh, go on
What
then.
would you pick? The day drinking or your football one?
I would pick day drinking
both.
over the football one, yeah.
Oh, see, Andy, he will let it loose. Fucking hell.
Yeah, to the best thing ever. But sitting
we have
next to
agreed
strangers on a fucking public
unilaterally.
transport.
It's easily top
maybe
five for me.
it's just because I don't find it that bad because I'm obnoxious and I
Maybe
just
that's
do
it.
what I would do anyway when I'm sat in public transport.
Yeah, maybe we're
Maybe
too.
that's why.
We're too nervous.
Maybe you're so like
So we're like, oh, I
like
don't-
you
I
kind
don't
of
wanna
compensate for other
sit
people
next
too
to her.
much, and I'm just too much of a dickhead, and therefore just
Maybe.
do what I would normally do anyway. So like on a
I think
plane,
it's also,
that
it's also the little
armrest is
things of,
mine.
like, you know. Well, no, there's an etiquette to this.
No, it's not. If you get there
What
first,
do
it's
you
yours.
That's not it. Well, how big is
we're
it?
trying to avoid sitting next to a public
Genuinely,
transport?
yeah.
Yeah, you're the reason why we picked
Yeah,
that.
and I'm fine with that because I'm happy.
No. Wait, so James, so you're on a plane, you're in 2 seats.
Yeah.
You're in the deal is
Depends on the
you're in
height.
window-
Depends on the height and the width of the person you're sat next to.
Are
Does
you
it?
fat shaming, bro?
No, I'm just
I
saying
mean,
if
they're
I'm
actual
sat
talkers,
next to a
maybe,
girl
but I mean, if
who's
they're
like
normal
or a
size-
guy who's like 5'2", it's going to be more uncomfortable for him to be on the armrests. So therefore, it's just I'll
see what
just
you
have the
mean.
armrests. You know.
No, I think it's to do with your seating position. Well, the easy thing to do
I
is
dunno.
when it's like 3 seats on a plane.
Middle
if you're
one
in the middle,
has-
you get both
yeah,
armrests.
yeah.
But with the two, I guess, do you value the window above the aisle seat?
That's another thing that I think is
I'd rather have
interesting
it-
because
I'd rather have an aisle than a
I
window.
sleep like on every flight. I'll just sleep as soon as I get on it. So I don't really care where I'm sat.
Do you have to be leaning, or can you?
No,
can you
I
sleep
can
just
I can just
upright.
yeah.
Yeah,
For audio
I see.
listeners, I just
So-
ducked
so-
my head down a little bit. But
he just did like a little cute bow.
mm,
So like I don't know what I'm trying to say here. So are you genuinely that person? So you sit down on a flight and your arms locked in.
well, I think if nobody else has their arms on the armrest when I sit down, why not stick your arms on the armrest? Nobody's using it.
But then, does that not create an environment wherein if there's no pre-arranged, like, this is who's getting the armrest, where, let's say you go to the toilet, you come back, bam, they're on the armrest.
Then sweet, have them. I
Do
don't care.
Do you just accept that that's, part of the game?
Yeah, if they've got the armrest now, have the armrest. I'm not going to sit there and if I'm stood in a room with a load of strangers who I've never met before, and there's a donut on a table. And everyone's been eating donuts all day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to walk up to the table, pick up that donut, and go to a room of strangers. Hey, does anyone mind if I have this last donut? I'm just going to eat the donut. Whereas if I'm at like a room with all my friends, I'll go, anyone want the donut? Because at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck what strangers think about me, to be honest.
Yes, there's that, but there's also the kind of the awkward kind of, back and forth.
I'm never going to see this person again.
What?
I'm on a flight with them for maybe
That's
an
true.
hour, and then I am never seeing that person again in my life.
So
and if I
therefore
see
it's
them
okay
again,
to ruin their day.
no. And then if I see them again, and they automatically go, "That guy's a dickhead because I wasn't using the armrest and he used it," then it's their problem, not mine.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. I guess I would just be too much of a little pussy boy, and I'd be like, you can use the armrest. I guess it also I think that more depends on. Sorry, this is completely divulging.
Yeah, this is
armrest.
completely like tangent.
But I think it's also to do with, kind of as you said, it's to do with like the stature of the other person.
Yeah.
Like if someone's huge.
If I'm
like
sat next to Eddie Hall.
6'6" guy. Yeah, and he's like, well, I suppose if you sat at Eddie Hall, you probably let him use them anyway,
Yeah.
because you might not have a choice.
I'm
in
slowly
that.
being absorbed into his
But-
body while we're.
You're just like,
I think it's an interesting thing though, because James sees that situation and he's just like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want in it, right? But me and Andy are looking at that situation as, I'd rather it just didn't happen. This situation.
Yeah, I'd rather the situation. So the perfect answer for that would be having it.
Hey.
I was going to say the perfect answer for that would be if you voted that the best thing in the world was not having strangers next to you in the first place.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about the etiquette
James
situation.
sees an armrest and he thinks that's mine, and me and Andy are looking at an armrest and thinking, "Fuck, I hope I don't have to fight for that."
But that's the thing. I'm
yeah,
not distinctly
'cause I-
thinking
'cause I-
that's mine because if there's a fucking if I'm saying like there's Eddie Hall and he clearly needs the armrest because otherwise he's like stuck in, then I'm like, yeah, cool, have it, mate.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if I sit down, nobody's got their arms on the armrest either side of me. I'm just gonna go, cool, sweet, I'll use these. Like that's fine. Makes me a little bit more comfortable.
But we're saying you have that option all the time.
Well, yeah, but I don't really care if
Just
I have it
next
or
time-
not because it's an hour of my life.
Well, what if it's like a 12-hour flight?
If it's a
What like
12-hour flight,
what
then
if
I don't really
you're
care because I'll sleep the whole thing. As I say, like I just sleep on flights anyway, and like coaches, I do the
Interesting,
same.
I can't
So,
sleep on flights.
Yeah.
I can't sleep on long haul flights.
Mm.
Did you sleep on your really long flight to Australia, Charles?
No.
Or to Singapore? No.
Oh,
Well, not a
That's all.
wink.
Well, I slept a little bit. But like
Did
for
it-
some reason, like
Yeah.
the flights that are like an hour and a half, I can just zonk out straight away.
Mm.
Yeah.
The ones which are like over 6 or 7 hours, I can't sleep, and I don't know why. I really don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Except the aforementioned Singapore to Sydney flight, where I was tucked up on my seat.
Best
I
flight of your
slept
life.
a good portion of the way. But even that was like a much shorter flight than the previous one. So,
Interesting.
I
I wonder why that is. So do you not like adjust? So like, if I'm flying, like when I flew back from the US to England, I did like some maths in my head to like figure out how long I should sleep and if that would actually help my
The jet lag and things,
sleeping
yeah.
jet lag. And I think in the end I just didn't sleep at all and watched loads of movies. So I think it kind of came for. But like, did you do that mental calculation when you were going? Is like, you're like, right, I'm going from, Greenwich Mean Time to.
I'll sleep 4 hours
A
now
little
because
bit.
then it's technically 9 o'clock in the morning when I arrive. That kind of thing.
I did a little
did
bit.
you have that?
But again, the time zone shift is so dramatic.
Yeah. So it's like, I suppose
It's like-
you're going to be affected no matter what.
Yeah. So when you're basically coming to land, it should be like early morning, or like sorry, it should be late night for you, but it's actually early morning.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So the only bit of time zone thing that concerned me was how am I going to get into a hotel or something like that, and how long can I sleep in that? Because I had a flight from Sydney to Perth again. So it was like I had to figure out how long I had to sleep, which turned out to be about 4 hours in a hotel. I had to check out at like 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that, because it was like I just was running on fumes.
Yeah, I've got like
Thank you.
because I work, my shifts are like a certain amount of days, then a certain amount of nights. I have this changeover period in between where it's like 20. Well, I'm in that changeover period now, so I finished at 7 last night, and then I start at 7 tonight. I've got 24 hours, and my thought process is always, okay, do I stay up really late on that evening and then sleep kind of through the day? Do I go to bed at a normal time, wake up at a normal time, and just push through to 7 the next morning? Or do I stay up really late and then sleep through the day and then wake up at like 5? Go from there. So I have to do this like every like 15 days, this changeover thing.
Interesting. Yeah. Because a friend of ours, Patch, friend of the podcast, Patch, he also has similar, like, he's had shifts like that for like, since we've been
years
in uni,
now.
like a while.
Yeah.
And I still like, I wouldn't, like, the mental gymnastics probably aren't too crazy, but for me, I'd be like, oh my God, I just can't.
Yeah. It's just ensuring that whenever you sleep, you get enough.
Doing the wrong one.
All it is, really.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only big thing that it does. And like with you saying, Charlie, that you were like, oh, I'll go get a hotel and sleep in a hotel for a few hours. My thought process on that would be sleep at the airport. Just lie down, sleep. That would be my thought process.
Where I'd landed wasn't the main airport. The main airport was a train ride away. But this hotel was literally basically on the airport grounds.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Literally just literally like a 2-minute walk away from the airport. Not even that. So it was like.
That's pretty good. Pretty perfect. I do like Singapore for that
yeah.
reason. Their airport's sick.
Never been. What Singapore?
Oh, this is Sydney. I'm talking about.
Oh right. Oh.
I didn't get a hotel in Sydney.
I was saying Singapore was their airport's
banging,
fucking brilliant.
I had some banging street food. Amazing. I really want to go back to Singapore and actually look at it properly.
Yeah.
Singapore, the place that has that.
No, I did
that
exactly the
building
same.
where it's like a boat, like in the sky. Is that building?
Yeah.
They've got like it's like two skyscrapers
and then the
that
pool,
meet at
the
top.
infinity pool across the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Singapore's got some amazing looking
It's a
buildings.
stunning place. It's one of those places that I feel like a lot of people go, yeah, I've been there. I stayed over for a day in between flights. Like, need to be there for a lot longer.
I think one of my, but yeah, and I think for that reason, I think that not having to sit next to a stranger on a seat is definitely well earned top 3. Thank you.
Very brave of you, Charlie.
Thank you.
See what I have to work with.
We're gonna.
You see this?
We're gonna wrap this
See
up.
these
Thank you
colleagues
very much, people.
of mine. See what I have
This
to
has been
work
the
with here.
Sandwich Podcast.
What I've got to do.
CDs.
I have to sit
201.
here and I have to admit that fucking sitting next to a stranger is or not sitting next to a stranger is somehow better than playing football with all your friends, communicating, talking, having fun in the drizzle. So it's like the best conditions for football, and it's fun.
In the drizzle.
I've got a dizzle with these faux shizzles all time.
For sure. Thank you for watching the Earth Sandwich Podcast. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Give us a rating on Spotify. Subscribe on YouTube. And that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you very much for watching. Tell us your favourite.
Fuck you.